Hi, I'm Larry Roberts, County Attorney here in Lexington, and we're here to recognize a young man who is the 1,500 student in our class. We started back in 2011 teaching this defensive driving school, and we have 9 kids in a class. There are basically 2 classes a day all the way through the summer. One starts at 8 and goes to 12. We're in the middle of one right now. And then the next class starts at 1 and goes till 5. So Henry Box is the 1,500 student who's going to graduate from this thing. It'll be tomorrow. He's got 2 more days of doing it, so if he wrecks the car, he won't get it. But I don't think he will. We basically teach a child how to anticipate an accident that has never occurred yet. And that means you got to think about other people's driving habits, because most kids think if you drive safe, then everything's fine. Well, that's not true. Then we teach them, how do you get out of an accident if it's about to happen? It could be a car stopping right in front of you and you hit it because you hit your brakes and slide into it, or an icy road or a wet road or an edge of a highway that doesn't have any drop off or no gliding area to go, and so you jerk your car back and lose control. We teach all of that here in a 20-hour school that lasts 5 days in a row and goes 4 hours a day. This started back in 2010 with an idea by a fellow in my office named Greg Howard, who was a captain on our police force. And he said, why don't we start doing something about kids driving and having accidents? Because we were having 1,900 accidents a year caused by teenagers, 16 to 19. So his brainchild was that. They standing right there. And he told me about it. I didn't have any money. I didn't have a place to do it. But he kept at me, and we went with Mark Barnard, who later became the police chief, to Richmond, Virginia, to study this. And we came back with the idea we can use the driving pad, which is 5 acres right over here. We started doing it. Mayor Gray gave me permission to use the driving pad. Ms. Gordon was a commissioner at that time, a city councilman, and she was on board with the council and helping let us do that. And I guaranteed Mayor Gray, and we have never done it since, haven't changed, that we would never accept any money from the city or any money from the state or the federal government to run this program. We do it by donations, great donations from people who have their kid in it, or a company that thinks that we're doing fine. So we float the boat that way. So I want to introduce Linda Gorton, our mayor, who is keeping on with this program, and we're delighted that she's doing it.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Just a few comments. I'm really happy to be here with you today, our County Attorney Larry Roberts, to celebrate the Fayette County Attorney Driver Education Program's 1,500th graduate. That student, Henry Box, and his family are here with us today. Henry attends Lexington Catholic High School, and if I understand correctly, your other 2 siblings have graduated from the program. So you got all the teenagers trained. I also want to recognize 2nd District Council Member Josh McKern, who's with us today. Thank you. There is a clear need for this program in our community, and I'm really happy that students like Henry are taking advantage of it. Schools no longer provide this type of instruction. When I was growing up, I took it through school. Teenagers are 400 times more likely to be involved in a traffic accident than adults. Distracted driving, such as texting, has led to an increase in accidents. This program is a positive training course that makes a huge difference. Thank you very much, County Attorney Roberts, for continuing this initiative, and to Barney Kimman, the Director of Instruction. Barney's up here with us too. There are no tax dollars used to cover the cost of the program. Attorney Roberts has found funding through grants and private sponsors, and I issue a great thanks to those sponsors for this program. The city allows the use of our blacktop pad on top of what used to be the old city landfill, which is now closed and sealed. It's a perfect use of this space. And we also allow us a small amount of office space in our police roll call center for the administrative part. Now, I want to welcome back County Attorney Larry Roberts, and thank you.
I'll introduce to you Henry Box. If you all have any questions, or if you have questions of me or anyone here, just please fire them away. Henry, come up.
Yay, you're the man of the hour.
How do I feel? It's very special that the city has taught 1,500 students. It means a lot for the city to have safe drivers.
Yes.
What did you learn?
I learned a couple things. I learned how to prevent a skid, learned parallel parking, learned how to park, what's that called over there?
Skid?
No. Walmart parking, the side parking.
Walmart
yeah.
parking.
And then also, just whenever a tree, come in front of a tree, you have to try to prevent running into it and getting back on the road.
Do you think you'll carry this off through the rest of your life while you're driving?
Oh yes, you drive, I mean, every day, and so it's important to know how to drive, and it, like the stats say, I mean, it's very dangerous, but you just got to learn how to do it.
One of the things we teach these guys is we don't show any gory films or try to scare them. We could show lots of wrecks and so forth like that. But once they've driven this car in the skid monster, which teaches you how to get out of the skid, they know that at 35 miles an hour, it's very difficult to do, but they can do it. Now at 60, no, they can't do it because they're not race car drivers. They know how to do it, but they're not going to do it. So they know how dangerous a car is simply because they've done it now for 20 hours. So they got a good appreciation. They're still going to have fun in the cars. They're still going to be like you and I. They'll go faster than they should have, but they know how to get it out of an accident. Maybe they'll prevent it that way and not get into that set. Any other questions?
Great.
Okay, thank you all. Thanks for coming.
Congratulations. Yes, of course. Congratulations.